Hello YouTube, it's your Apple Sheep defense lawyer, back at it again at a heavily requested video. A lot of people have been sending me this one from Snazzy Labs. He's claiming that Apple broke his $5,000 iMac Pro, the Genius Bar in specific, because he's trying to install a vase mount adapter, and let's just say things got interesting. So for those of you who haven't seen the video yet, it may help you to go watch his video and then come back to this, but if you're lazy, you might want to just stick around for this because I'll sum it up for you anyway. Snazzy Labs is a guy who wants to mount his iMac Pro against a wall, something that many iMacs have done for years. In fact, you can buy many 27-inch iMacs already that already have pre-installed the vase mount adapter on the back instead of the traditional dock. The difference though with the iMac Pro was that they did not sell a specific version with the vase mount on the back. Instead, they sell an accessory that users can replace themselves because the iMac Pro is, I guess, more customizable. So when he did this, a lot of the screws started breaking on this vase mount. First of all, it wasn't even taking advantage of all of the attachments on the back of the iMac Pro, so it was a bit weaker than normal. But basically, once he took those screws out and started applying it to the iMac Pro, a lot of them started breaking, and this accessory is sold by Apple. It is not a third party. He bought it directly from them, and it costs $80 to mount your iMac Pro against this wall, takes it to the Apple store, and they tried to fix it as well, and in return, they end up completely breaking his dock. Wait a minute. That's really stupid. Hopefully I'm surprising some of you with this one, but lawyers do not have to take every case they are shown. And believe it or not, a lot of you may not believe this, but I only defend Apple when I think they're in the right. This is a situation in when I completely don't think Apple is in the right. First of all, when he contacts customer service, they act like the vase mount adapter that he bought with Apple branding, with the Apple marketing and the Apple worksheets and everything. They claim that is not first party. That is made by a different company. That is a third party accessory. How is that even possible? You can only get it from Apple. It doesn't say Logitech, it doesn't say Samsung. This is an Apple vase mount adapter, something that's allowing users to put a $5,000 at minimum device and hang it up at the wall. Kind of bizarre that Apple decided, users should have the control over this one this time, instead of just doing it the old way with the regular iMacs and just saying, you know what? If you want to mount it at the wall, ask for that specifically and we'll mail you an iMac that has that. That's honestly the true Apple way to go. We're gonna do all the work for you. It requires very little work on your end. And on top of that, whatever the heck went wrong with this Apple Genius Bar guy. Yes, it makes sense that not everyone at the Apple Store knows how to work on the iMac Pro, but the fact that someone who clearly didn't know how to work on the iMac Pro just went ahead and started chewing at the dock anyway and resulted in breaking it so he couldn't put it back on the dock if he wanted to, that's also just not the traditional Apple way. If you can't do it right, don't do it at all. Don't try some half-baked attempt at fixing this guy's really expensive iMac Pro. He immediately takes it back to them and they're like, you know what? Yeah, that's messed up. We're sorry about that and we'll replace it. But as soon as he finally gets his iMac Pro back, by the way, they said it would take 3 to 5 days. It took them 3 weeks. This process, by the way, of just taking apart the screws on an iMac Pro and making it work the way it's supposed to work, not with software, not with even internal hardware, just the mounting mechanism. There's no reason that should take 3 weeks. As soon as they get all that fixed and he finally gets his iMac Pro back, he tries to take the vase mount off and the screws immediately break again. Oh God, that's kind of embarrassing, but I want to make one thing very clear. This doesn't change my opinion of the iMac Pro because this video, in this complaint, in this very obvious problem Apple has, I'm not even trying to deny that, and I'm literally what you get when you YouTube search Apple Sheep. I still love my iMac Pro. I'm editing this video with an iMac Pro. We're doing all of our editing with the iMac Pro. It's been a great machine, but this, by all means, is an accessory to the machine. It is a terrible one. There's no denying that, but I'm not a vase mount adapter guy, so I didn't know about this problem, and I'm guessing that since there's not a huge amount of iMac Pro buyers, the even smaller percentage of them that actually buy vase mounts and attach them must be hard for the internet to recognize. So I'm glad that Snazzy Labs is actually bringing some light to this because hopefully Apple can see his video, Apple can see the complaints and realize they have a major problem here. If their customer support doesn't realize a certain accessory exists, even after he tried to say like, look, it's right on your guys' store, I can buy it right now. And the customer support page goes, no, we don't sell that. That's some other company. What's going on? How can that even be possible? Is Apple hiring a third-party company to make all these vase mount adapters and then Apple just at the last second, they slap their logo on it and then send it out? That's the only possible way I think this could make any sort of sense. But on top of that, it's just not fair to customers who want to mount their iMac Pro against a wall. It's not really something I'm interested in, but either do it well or don't even try. That has been the Apple mentality and the Apple way for a long time. I think either either they should sell a version of the iMac Pro that automatically has the VESA mount installed and it works, and it's not some third or first party accessory that the customers have to buy extra. Either do it the old way, just like you did with the old 5K iMac, or don't sell it at all. Don't make this really cheap version of an adapter and say the consumers can figure this one out, but we're not even gonna try to attach it, because I think if anyone in the right mind actually attempted to use this VESA mount adapter, they'd find it doesn't work very well. The screws break just by using them as instructed. Basically, the lesson we've learned with the iMac Pro on YouTube is that it's great, it's powerful, but don't open it. Don't unscrew things. Don't take it apart, because this is an all-in-one computer and it's a very powerful one, but as soon as you start trying to make it not an all-in-one anymore and you start to try to take it apart, that's where things severely go wrong, because a company the size of Apple that's constantly fixing 8th graders' iPhone 5 display because they dropped it at the mall, when they're busy with stuff like that all the time, there's very few engineers and geniuses at all of these Apple stores that can actually work on these things who know what they're doing. And especially now we know with this one, sometimes maybe because they're afraid of the Linus Tech Tip situation, they're afraid to say no to fixing anyone's computer, so they'll go ahead and try, but we don't want people trying to do things if they're not good at them. I, for one, am like that. When people ask me to do something that I clearly know nothing about, I do not try to act like I know what I'm talking about. I don't try to BS my way through something that I'm clearly not knowledgeable about, as many of you commenters may think I do. I'm not afraid to admit when I don't know much about something. And we shouldn't have people at Apple stores that are having to think inside their heads, and I really don't know what I'm doing here, but I'll just tinker with it anyway, and end up breaking this guy's computer. To be fair, not the actual computer parts of it itself. The software still works, the hardware inside of it still works fine, just the dock that the iMac Pro attaches to. So this doesn't change my opinion about Apple, because I'm not gonna find out that since I can't mount my iMac Pro on the wall, time to switch to Windows. No, that's not worth it to me. This is a very, very bad and need of attention accessory, just like I would say the iPhone 10 folio case. It's extremely expensive, it's barely protective, it's not very intuitive. That doesn't make the iPhone 10 bad, but it means Apple really needs to pay more attention to that accessory lineup, because that folio case is a joke. It's not very useful, but the iPhone 10 on its own is still a really great and usable phone. Same with the iMac Pro here. Very powerful, very efficient machine, but that VESA mount adapter is garbage. Now, please, if you're thinking about it, don't buy it. Wait for this situation to resolve itself. Hopefully wait for Apple to find out about this, because right now, mounting your iMac Pro to a wall is basically just a no-go. Don't try it. Sorry if that killed a lot of your guys' ideas, but honestly, the dock on the iMac Pro is very thin anyway. I don't think it's very hard to put things on top of it. I don't find it very obtrusive. What I like personally about having a dock for my iMac Pro is that I can rotate it very quickly and plug in things in the back a lot easier than mounting it to the wall, where you have to kind of like pull it out from the side and then reach even more further away around. It's just, I'm not interested in mounting anything to the wall, but if Apple's gonna provide an option to do it, they need to do it right, and this is not right. Hope that can be an eye-opener for many of you and realize that I defend Apple when I think they're right. This is Tailosive Tech, okay? This isn't the Apple defense team. This isn't Apple customer support. That's not what my channel is. Everything I say is what I genuinely, truly believe. And I'll defend Apple on Bendgate. I don't think they're in the wrong there, but with this specific situation, completely in the wrong, and they need to do something about it. Let me know what you think of the Snazzy Labs situation in the comments below. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.